Let me tell you something we already know. Giving is in our DNA. Every Sunday, every funeral, every naming ceremony, we pass the plate. And it's not about how much you have. It's about what kind of person you want to be. We give to the church. We give to the community. We give when no one is watching because we believe in something bigger than us. But here's the thing. What if the tithe didn't stop at the altar? Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. What if it traveled? What if it multiplied? Not just in heaven, but right here on earth. What if the same 10% we've been giving in faith could build something we could touch? Again, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Introducing the tithe that circulates. Same heart, same sacrifice, different direction. You give 10%, but this time it doesn't disappear. It lands in someone's hands. Someone real, someone ready, someone who just needs that one break. Like Auntie Esther in Mombasa, selling chapati by the roadside. Her stove broke. She just needs $100 to buy a new one. You tithe? That's her miracle. Or James in Chicago, trying to start a mobile car wash with his 2 boys. He's got the hustle. He just needs the horse, the tank, the soap. You tithe? That's his restart. That's his miracle. Here's how it works. Let's say there are 10 of us. Each gives $25 a month. That's $250, right? We pull it together. We call it the tithe circle. So for the first month, we bless one person with that $250. It's not a loan shark. It's not a grant. It's a community blessing with responsibility. With responsibility. And here's the twist. They agree to pay it forward into the same tithe circle. They repay slowly, maybe $25 a month over 10 months. No interest, no shame, no pressure. Just love with a receipt. And while they're repaying, the rest of us are still giving, still building, still blessing the next person. Every repayment refuels the circle, so the money doesn't stop. It moves. It circulates within the community. Remember, we have a problem with money circulating in the black community. We can solve that using this, like a spirit, like a wind, like the ancestors meant it to. Now, why does this model feel familiar? You ask yourself. Because it is. You already believe in it. You've given money to the church without asking for a return. You've helped a cousin pay rent and said, just do your best. You've watched your community come together after tragedy and feed each other like family. This is the same thing, but now it's organized, it's intentional, and it's trackable. And it doesn't just lift one person. It creates a chain reaction of trust. Let me make it plain. This isn't charity. It's circulation with structure. Every dollar you give returns, not always to your pocket, but to your people, to the next student, the next single mother, the next dreamer who's been stuck in the mud waiting for a hand. You give today, they rise tomorrow, they give next, and somebody else stands up. And who knows? That could be you too. You know what I'm going to call it? I'm going to call it the kingdom economics. That's what the collection plate was always supposed to be. That's what it was supposed to be like. So you ask yourself, how does this benefit me? Yes, you. Let's not act like the giver doesn't need blessings too. Here's what you get. 1, real impact you can see. You're not just giving into a void. You see the stove get fixed, the business get launched, and the rent gets paid. 2, a community you can trust. Everyone in the circle knows each other. We vouch for one another. We keep each other upright. 3, your money keeps moving. You're not donating, you're planting. And every time that money gets reused, that's your seed growing again. And then lastly, spiritual and social return. Because it's one thing to help a stranger, it's another thing to know your tithe helped someone else tithe next month. That's how you know it's working. What happens when the circle grows? Then it becomes a movement. We start community tithe circles in every city. We create digital platforms for transparency. We build a map of impact: who gave, who received, and who's next. No need for a massive institution. No banks. We don't want banks anymore. Just people, committed, organized, trusted. And then there's one more thing. I know you're going to love this one. We build a wall, not of brick, not of shame, but of remembrance. Every time you give, every time you help someone rise, your name goes on the wall. But this isn't any wall. We shall call it the circle of steady hands, because that's what you were. Steady. When someone's dream was slipping, your hand caught it. When rent was due, when the business was falling apart, when the hope was fading, you were the steady hand that didn't let them fall. And on this wall, every name is sacred, not based on how much you gave, but that you showed up when it mattered. Whether you give $5 or $500, we won't put the amount you put on there. We won't say, hey, Timothy gave us $5. No, we won't do that to you. Your name is etched in the rhythm of the circle. A digital wall online, a printed wall in every partner hub, a traveling wall that visits cities and homes, a growing archive of givers who gave without applause and received honor in return. And every time someone walks past that wall, they see what community really looks like. Not just the ones who asked, but the ones who answered. Because in our culture, we dance for the bride, we kneel for the elders, we sing for the newborn. So we'll honor the givers too. And we'll say, you gave when it was easier not to. You built when it wasn't your house. You stood in the gap, and for that, we remember you. So before I go, some people think giving is a weakness. They think it's what you do when you have nothing else to offer. But we know better. Giving is power, especially when it circulates, especially when it's remembered. So give your 10%. Watch it move, watch it grow, and watch your name go up. Not in lights, but in legacy. We call it the circle of steady hands, and it starts with you. Let's move.